everyone, and welcome back to the summit. I am your co host for today, Melissa Bright, and I am here with Dee Wallace. Before we get started, I'm going to read a little bit about her. Dee Wallace is an acclaimed actress, best known for her iconic role in E.T. the Extraterrestrial, with over 200 film and television credits. Alongside her acting career, Dee is a gifted clairvoyant and spiritual teacher, using her intuitive abilities to guide others on their journeys of self-love, personal empowerment, and spiritual awakening. As a speaker on spirituality and self-discovery, Dee combines her profound wisdom with her psychic insights to help others unlock their true potential. So today, that is what we are talking about. We are talking about spirituality and self-discovery. So without further ado, Dee, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty fab. Thank you. And it's
I
great
love
to
it.
be here. Great to be here.
Yes, likewise. So, why don't we start with you so often talk about the power of personal responsibility in creating happiness? What would you say are the two biggest obstacles that prevent us from embracing our power to be happy?
Oh, good question. I think the first one is that we do not allow ourselves to know and claim that we are the God of ourselves.
Mm,
Um, I hear so much, especially from people who are starting with me. Well, I'm waiting for the guides to tell me what to do. I'm waiting for the angels. I'm waiting for God. And we were put on this earth to practice free will.
mm.
So they're all waiting for us to decide what we want. So let me talk about the basics. The second thing is we don't think we deserve what we want, which is
Yep.
age-old religious teachings that have nothing to do really with what God taught. God in the good book said, I want to give you all the desires of your heart.
Mm.
Not if you're a man, not if you're under 70, not if you've gone to school, blah, 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 all the stuff we add to it. I
Right.
simply want to give you all the desires of your heart. But the overpowering belief, and this is everything I teach is brain science as much as spirituality,
Okay.
is as you believe, it is delivered to you. As you believe, that's the life you create. So if you have limiting belief systems around you, your power, your right to have and create what you want, the universe doesn't judge. The universe's job is to match whatever your belief system is.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting what you want in your life, look at your belief system. And I want everybody to understand before we start any more discussion that a child's brain is locked in between conception and 8 years old. Whatever we are verbally taught or whatever is modeled in front of us, we believe that's the way the world works. And so we create belief systems around those, which we then build our entire lives around. A great example of this is after ET came out, I honestly made more money on ET than I had ever made in my career, and definitely more than my mother and father ever saw in probably 10 years of their lives combined.
Right.
And I started pulling way back and pulling inside of me.
Mm.
And I stopped and it was really at the beginning of this work. And I said, Dee, you're getting everything you want. Why are you so afraid? Why are you shutting down? And I heard my grandmother's voice. And my grandma Bow raised me, and I love her forever and ever. But her limiting belief was they're the rich people, we're the good people. So my little girl, Deanna, inside went, "You're one of them now. You're not a
Mm.
good person. God isn't going to love you. You have too much." And I stopped and I went, you know what? That's not a belief I want. That was grandma's belief. And I understand why grandma had that belief because she was taught that belief. But now I get to choose the empowering belief that I want.
Mm.
And it changed my whole life around.
Yeah. Oh, we share similar stories in the fact that my biggest belief, limiting belief, was around finances and money, not coming from money and thinking that it was just written in the stars for me to just be a struggling single mom like
Yeah.
my mom was. And I like signed a contract somewhere where I thought that was just supposed to be my life. And that was me until literally like 3 years ago that I finally realized that I've been holding on to these belief systems
Yeah.
for
And,
far too long.
and as long as you hold on to them and we individually are the creators of ourselves that have
Mm.
to choose our beliefs
Mm.
and
Yes.
choose what we want to redirect. Look, let's just start with everything's energy. We learned that in fifth grade. There's no positive energy, no negative energy. Energy is neutral, but energy will follow the direction it's given. If you want ice, you
Mm.
you take steps to put water into the ice tray and put the ice tray into the freezer. All energy works the same way. If we are not consciously directing energy toward what we want, it will take its direction from the media, the news, social media for sure,
Yeah.
old belief systems, old fears, old religious beliefs that don't serve us. And so that's why my work is called conscious creation,
Mm.
because the more consciously you create your life and choose your beliefs, the more you get the life you want.
Mm. I love it. I love it. So, Dee, what would you say? Why do you believe that love is such a crucial force in the journey to spiritual awakening and happiness?
Hmm. Well, first of all, my channel told me. But secondly, the first thing we learn in Bible school is God is love.
Mm. Yeah.
So if God is everything, and somebody called into my show one time and said, "Dee, who do you channel?" And I went, "Don't have a clue. Let's ask." And the answer was all thought and all possibility. Well, to me, that's a definition of all there is, which is God.
Right.
So I proudly say I channel God. And before everybody gets on my back about that, so do you. If that's all there is, and energy is all there is, then you're listening to yourself, you're choosing your power over your own creation makes you the God of you on this plane. We were taught, again, to be here to learn free will. You can't learn free will if you give yourself responsibility to everybody else. That's just another excuse for why you can't have what you want.
Yeah. That's a good point. You can't give the responsibility to everybody else. Oh man.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just have to let these things sink in, and it's such a good point. Now, I know that we talked a little bit about belief systems and where they come from and so on and so forth. And we touched a little bit, like on financial belief systems, money belief systems, but where do these belief systems, especially those that tell us that we can't be happy or it's not possible, hold us back from really experiencing all the joy in our lives? How can we start to change these belief
Well,
systems?
guys, look, I'm going to go to my core belief sheet. If you have a belief like I'm not supposed to be here and I don't belong,
Mm,
subconsciously, you're going to go, oh, I shouldn't even try that. I'm not supposed to have that. I mean, I jokingly say, when I went in to meet Steven Spielberg for E.T.,
mhm.
I didn't say, Mr. Spielberg, if you give me this part, then I'll know I'm an actor. He would
Yeah.
have gone, thanks, sweetheart. Come back when you know. You know, I had to go in my knowing
Mm,
and know that I was a consummate actress. And then the universe can respond with the opportunities, right? Another one is when I value myself, I have to abandon myself. A lot of us are taught that. So you see that a lot in my business. Um, they'll get their career going successfully. They can't sustain a relationship for their life.
mm,
There has to be a trade off. I have to give up something about me if I'm going to get something that I want. Not how it works. How it works, and this is so simple and so plain. I have a belief that shoots out a signal, a vibration. The universe's job is to go, oh, I've got that vibration. I have to match it. So the universe sends back to us proof of that vibration and belief that we're living in. If you want to get a different reaction, proof, gift, you've got to change your belief systems that support that.
yeah.
So, back to my grandmother's example, I said, money doesn't have any power. It's my consciousness that takes money and gives it power. So I'm going to love money. And my channel says, whatever you want, love it more. Whatever you want,
Mm.
love it more. And so I said, look, what I want is a lot of money, and I can share it with my family, and I can give it to all the animal societies that I love to help and save the children and St. Jude's. And I do wonderful things with my money. Bring it on. I want more.
Oh, yes. And that's the attitude you have to have. And so much of this is I realized I wasn't used to these feelings of not stressing about money or not feeling good enough. These were foreign feelings. I was so used to the struggle bus, for lack of words, and all the emotions that came with it. So
And who
now,
taught
oh,
you that? Who did you watch in your mom or dad that taught you that?
both,
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Me too. And it doesn't have to be that way unless you believe it does, and then it will.
Mm, yes. Another important thing while, talking about our belief systems is I'm reading a current book right now, and it was just a good reminder of that we can go after something while still trying to believe it, and that the action can be the proof. If you're not
Yes.
100% sure, go do the action and grab that evidence, grab that proof. Just
Yeah.
like I told you the story about your daughter. That was my proof. I
Yeah.
got the evidence I could do it.
Yeah. She's a little dynamo. She is. Gabrielle Stone.
Yes.
A couple of great examples. I was a high school teacher. I said, man, if I don't get out of Kansas now, I am never going to get out of Kansas, Dorothy. So I said, I'm going to go to New York and be an actress. Everybody, except my mom,
Mm.
everybody said, are you kidding? Nobody knows you. You don't know anybody. That's just stupid and naive. And I went, and this is what I always use. Thanks for sharing. And I'm going anyway. And it was
Yes.
less than 7 years before I started an ET. Uh, I had, I think it was 6 specialists tell me I would never have a baby. Well, I got a dynamo daughter and she just gave me my first grandson. I said,
Oh,
thanks for sharing. God and I have a different plan. Let's go. You
yes.
know,
Mm.
that's why you knowing and being clear about what you want and committing to it is really the first step in the creation process.
Yep.
People can tell, you know, when I go out and talk, I'll have somebody come up on stage and I'll go, okay, what do you want? Oh, I don't have to worry about money so much. Good. What do you want? Well, I don't want to struggle with money so much. Good. What do you want? This can go on for 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. Until finally they get so upset with me that they go, my God, I want more money. And I want, good. First time you told me what you want. And
Mm.
that's what we're trained to do. We're trained to go, well, I don't want this. I don't want this cancer. I don't want this poverty. I don't want this lack of personal relationships in my life.
Mm.
The universe, okay, a little brain science here. Your brain thinks in pictures.
Yes.
So when you say, I don't want something, your brain sees you having it.
Yep.
Only, only state the positive of what
Yes.
you want and what you are intending to create.
Mm. Yes. I just did this trick. My stepdad is going in for a surgery that something's going on with his spine, and I created affirmations for him so he could start saying these things. And I knew only to do positive. I did not want to talk about what it was doing to him currently and all these
No,
things. I
no,
had to keep the positive, not the negative. And it's a very good
you
trick.
bet. And a lot of people call it affirmations.
Hmm.
I want to up that,
Okay.
people. You are literally directing energy with affirmations.
Yeah.
But I want you all right now to stop and find your love place. And your love place is anything that opens your heart and puts a smile on your face. The minute you think about it, I go to my new grandson or my doggy that I love more than life
Yes.
or Hawaii so everybody take a moment and find your love place.
I got
Now
mine.
pick one positive thing that you want. Health, money, relation, whatever it is. Now drop down into your heart, into your love place, and just wallow in that love. That's what it feels like when you get the thing you asked for. That is an entirely different vibration that you're shooting out than, okay, God, I wish I had this. All right, I'm gonna meditate for an hour so I get this.
Right.
It's a whole different feeling, and it's so easy just to attach the love with it.
Yes.
The universe gets that, guys,
Yep.
and it will work it out in so many magical ways that you can't even imagine. I have a great example. Shocker, I know. So um, I got this wonderful acting job.
Mhm.
And I was so grateful. And then I found out in the busiest month of my life already, I would have to fly back and forth 5 times in the month to do this part. And I said, all right, universe, you know what? I feel very blessed that we created this together. Thank you. I love this job and I want to go back and forth less times. I want it to flow and be easy and just open up, you know. And I swear to you, the first day on the set, they came to me and said, Dee, we're wondering if you could help us out. There's been a really bad storm and we can't shoot what we were going to shoot tomorrow. Could we fold all the rest of your work into tomorrow? And then you just have to come back once for the very end. Now, I didn't know about the rain. I didn't know about the work. Not my job. My job is to clearly state what I want.
I love stories like that.
Oh, I have so many of them in my
Exactly.
life. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I should
Mm.
do a book on the amazing stories I,
Yes.
of just letting the universe create for me,
Mm.
with
Yes.
me, with me.
Exactly. Exactly. And when we're
Because it's,
paying attention, it
yeah,
it
and
gets even better.
it's a partnership.
Yes,
The universe
exactly.
can't do it without you.
Mm.
It will match whatever your vibration is. So, for example, if you have a sickness,
Mhm.
we are taught, I've got to get rid of the sickness,
Yeah.
not I am in the state of love for perfect health. I would suggest that for your daddy.
Yep.
And by the way, guys, you know that again, everything is energy. So you can talk to a person's energy, whether they're awake, asleep, halfway across the world. Energy is connected all over, everywhere.
Mm.
So you can, we just did this with Gabrielle's son
Aw.
and gave him, he was not very happy the last few days.
Mhm.
And so I did some work around it, and the channel told me what it was about. And so we gave him a direction and said, this is
Aw.
the truth, and we're claiming this for you. I'm telling you, the next day he was the happiest little sucker. It's just miraculous to watch. And I truly believe that's what they mean by
Mhm.
miracles.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
And by the way, God in the good book said that too. These miracles and more will you do also, but not if you say you don't have the power, guys. Love
yes.
yourself enough to embrace your power.
Mm. That's a really, really great point because I want to talk to you about so many people think that others can make them happy. And yes, this is true to an extent. But can you explain why happiness is such a deeply personal choice and why no one can actually create it for us?
Well, nobody can create anything for you. That's the whole point.
Mm.
You are on this plane the creator of you. So, okay, I'll give you an example. Say you want a wonderful, loving relationship with a man, and 5 men are standing in the room, and they're all absolutely perfect around what you want. And you say, "Oh my God, guys, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I I I really appreciate you wanting to have a relationship with me. It's really what I want. But I just want to tell you up front, I don't think I deserve you. I kind of judge myself all the time. And it's going to totally be your responsibility if I'm happy. How many of those guys you think is going to stay in the room?
None.
They're out of there because it's not another person's responsibility to make you happy.
No.
It's your responsibility. You oh, what's that wonderful book about the Holocaust? And
Mm,
it it talks exactly about what we're talking about, that
yeah.
life will throw all kinds of opportunities and all kinds of lessons, uh, so that you can grow and expand. Some people chose to enlighten and help other people get through the Holocaust and the camps, and
Mhm.
other people gave up.
Mm.
That's a choice. That's not a choice somebody else made for them. That's a choice that they chose.
Yeah.
And in every moment of our lives, we're in choice about the perspective and the beliefs we want. I got up this morning. I was supposed to leave for a very big convention on Friday in Florida.
Uh,
And a lot of my life had been planned around doing this. And I got up this morning and they have canceled it. I
mm,
think it's the best situation. I think it's the best choice for everybody concerned. And the first thing I heard, I just love this. The first thing I heard from the channel is, remember 2 years ago when I told you adaptation was the word for this year and
mm,
the upcoming years? I mean, look at what we are having to adapt to. You have a choice. Do you want to look at politics and get all up in the worry and the drama and the fear and the name calling? Or do you choose to stand back and go, what do I want? What do I want? I am creating a country of love and integrity, communication, unity, clarity.
yeah.
That is who I am. Let me go to my love place. I am the United States of America who loves herself. It's going to get you a lot further. And you know what? The choices that you make around positive against negative affect your health in every sense of the word.
You're not kidding.
Oh, I know.
Mm.
I know. My daughter looks at me and says, my God, Mom, you're almost 76 and you have more energy than all my friends. But I have no belief that as you get older, you have to get feeble.
Exactly.
I've told the universe, I am strong and vibrant and alive until I decide to leave.
Mm.
And that's how I want to go. I want to be like, oh, what's her name? Eileen. She did the part in Pippin. She went
Oh,
out, she did the matinee, went to her room, took a nap, and never woke up. Let me go that way. Right?
ugh. You're a perfect example. You're a perfect example of your belief systems and your life matches your belief systems. And that is the
Yeah,
way it works for everybody,
yeah.
you
And,
know?
I was doing an in home private
Hmm.
last week, and they were, in her words, trying. I want you to hear that word,
Uh-huh.
trying
Uh-huh.
to learn, because if you're trying to do something, you're not doing it.
No.
So I'm trying to learn how all this works. So this is a beautiful home you have, Dee, but don't you want to live in Bel Air, or don't you want a more expensive house? And I looked at her and I said, I've been happy in a studio apartment in New York, some of my happiest times.
Yeah.
This house is more than I ever thought I'd have as a little girl. I
Mm,
love my home so much. You know,
mm, mm.
I'm sure I'd love a home in Bel Air too, but that's no, not the source of my happiness. Now, would I move? Never. All my memories of Gabrielle growing up, of my husband
Yeah.
before he died, and our lives together, uh, it's all here.
Yeah.
So, what makes you happy? If a home in Bel Air is what you have to be happy, then create it.
Mm, yeah.
But you're not going to create it by being unhappy until you have it.
Yes. Mm,
Okay. So that's the love comes back in then.
yep. Exactly. Exactly. So, Dee, you teach about divine right destiny.
Yeah.
How do you see this concept playing a role in someone's pursuit of happiness? First of all, can you kind of explain what that means and then how it plays a role?
Sure. Well, let's just look at the words: divine,
Yep.
right, destiny. People ask me all the time, why am I here? What's my purpose? I've asked the channel inside and upside down, and the answer is always the same. You're here to be happy and to learn how to create. That's why we're all here, guys. That's our purpose. And our divine right destiny, again, is to create all the desires of our heart, is to know our own power, is to know that the God of us is in partnership with the God of all.
Yeah.
All energy is one energy. So I'm God, God's me.
Yeah.
It's so joyful when you get it, and it's so simple. And there are eons and eons of energetic teachings
Mm-hmm.
that have been passed down about how we should limit ourselves in our destiny. Like, our destiny's written out there. It's karma.
Mm.
Let me let me tell you how my channel describes karma. You have a belief,
Okay.
you shoot that belief out into the universe. The universe says, "Oh, I can match that," sends it back to you, and that's karma. Because you keep living
Yes.
the limiting belief over and over and over again until you don't.
That could be a
So,
very long time.
you know, from my understanding, we pick the families we're born into, usually to learn what we do not want. So, thank you, Grandma. Thank you for teaching me what I don't want about money.
Yeah.
I am indebted to you because now I know what I do want. Thank you.
Everything's a teacher if you let it.
Everything,
Everything. Oh, and it's such
especially
a
your own thoughts.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Mm. It's a powerful mindset to just look at what is this trying to teach me? Something I had to really work on because I was such a victim of my circumstance, so on and so forth, kind
Yeah.
of mad at the world for what the cards that dealt me all this stuff. And I really had to
Yeah.
work
That
on,
fate thing again, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Do you think really God has enough time to sit up there and go, what fate will I give her today? I'm thinking probably not. He's got better things to do, or she.
Hmm. Why don't you tell me a little bit about some tools or exercises that people can start using to identify where they might be blocking their own happiness?
Okay. The first thing is write down everything you want you're not getting. Because if you know you want it and you're not getting it, there's a belief in the way. It's as simple as that. I promise you.
Mm, I
So,
love it.
again, remember a child's brain is locked in between 0 and 8 years old. So, let's just take money.
Okay.
I want more money. Then I want you to list out all the things as a little girl or a little boy you were taught about money, whether it was verbally taught to you or it was modeled in front of you.
Okay.
So some of mine were we have to work really, 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 really hard. Um, Money can turn you into an alcoholic because you don't have it, which was my dad's story.
Mm.
Um, I never have enough time with my family because I have to make money. Uh, God doesn't want you to have a lot of money. God wants you to be humble.
Mm.
That's the only way He loves you and you get into heaven. Well, you can see just from those four, how the hell am I going to make more money?
Yeah.
Not possible.
Nope.
So the more you get in touch with those, and they are your belief systems now
Yes.
that you have created on and around since conception through eight. That's how long you have been unconsciously creating with those belief systems.
Mm.
So you write all of those down and you look at the negative ones. For example, um, I'm supposed to be humble and not have money. Not the belief I want. What's the belief I choose? That I am the powerful God of me that loves me so much. I give me everything I want. And I know through divine love that
Mm.
that's powerful for me and everyone,
Mm.
everywhere. Everybody wins when I make money. God loves me more. I love me more. My family loves me more, right?
Yes.
And you know what? They love me without money too. It's not the money. But if you don't love yourself, who do we want to give everything to? The people we love.
Right.
And we're hardly ever on that list.
Mm. Yeah.
I end my show with everybody saying together, I love me, and I love me even more because I know that's what it's all about.
That statement is powerful. That statement is so powerful. Just that's an exercise right there. Saying
Yeah,
that every night, every morning, however often.
yep. And I do every night and every morning. I go to my love place
Mm.
and I say the list of what I am creating. Love, I am creating money, health, wellness, wonderful relationships, great success in everything I do. I I am creating that right now from love. I go to sleep doing it. I wake up, I do it. And that directs my night and what I do in my subconscious and consciously directs the energy of my day.
Mm.
I'll tell you a good one to start with.
Okay.
My intention today is to be love and to send love out to everyone and everything and magnetize love back to me in every way. And so it is, baby.
Yeah. That's such a good one. I last night I was kind of doing what you were saying and I mentally went through my mind and gave a hug to like the first 20 people that came in my mind. Like they all came
Oh,
down a line and I just started hugging them and it
oh,
was just
nice.
a beautiful feeling, you know? And
Yeah,
that's what you're saying, just sending love out and it coming back, and you can do
yeah,
that here. You don't have to see the person, you know?
not at all.
Mm,
Energy is connected. You know,
yeah.
there's a beautiful story in Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. And
Okay.
he says, you know, you see a homeless person at the end of the street, and your first thought is, oh, I should give him something. And you reach in your pockets and you've got a $5 bill and a nickel.
Mhm.
And you go, well, God, can't give him a $5 bill. I need that. And wow, a nickel, that's not very much. And by the time you've done all that monkey mind stuff, the moment's gone, and it wasn't their moment. It
Yeah.
was your moment to
Mm,
experience your abundance and your open heart. Now, I have a lot of people in my family that go, well, I'd never do that. Let him get a job. But you see, it's my moment.
yeah.
It's my moment
Mm,
to appreciate and acknowledge myself and experience the love that I get to share with them.
yeah.
I buy people, you know, sometimes, well, we just did it the other day. We were out for lunch and there was, you could tell, the single mother with 3 kids.
Mm, mhm.
And she came in and I happened to overhear the kids wanted this, they wanted that. And basically it was, we don't quite have enough money, guys. Let's just get. So I
Mm,
called the waitress over and I said, because the restaurant was full, and I said, all right, I don't want her to know where this is coming from.
mhm.
You go over and tell her that the restaurant is gifting her and her 3 girls a lunch. Pick out whatever they want. Whose moment? She didn't even know I was doing it, but it was my moment of love. I
Yes.
rode on that love all day,
Mm,
thinking, oh my gosh, who did this? You know, oh my
yeah,
gosh, isn't the world wonderful? That it was, you
exactly.
know, but you got to look for opportunities to do that. Even if you buy a homeless guy a cup of coffee and a donut, you
Mhm.
know, and drop it by to him. Come on.
Exactly.
We all have time and money to do that, all of us.
I agree. Every single time I have cash, because I don't have cash a lot, I always, my first thing is how can I give it away? And it's always to a homeless person. I live in St. Louis, and so
Uh,
unfortunately there's a lot around. And so I'm like, I know I will be able to give away this money as soon, whenever I start driving around, and yeah,
yeah. And that being said, you never give at the expense of yourself.
right.
I want to make sure everybody hears that because that's another thing we're taught. I have to give up me to take care of the people I love.
Right. Right.
And that creates resentment
Mhm.
ultimately. And it also, and I want everybody to hear this, it takes their responsibility of self creation away from them.
Mm.
If if you start covering everything for them and enabling them, they never get to learn the power of their own creation.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
So, like everything, you want the balance,
Exactly.
right? That
Exactly.
the whole universe is always seeking balance.
Yes. I'm jotting down notes as fast as I possibly can.
I know. I go, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So, Dia, what would you say? How can individuals really start to change their internal dialogue from self doubt or negativity towards self love and empowerment? I know you've given us a couple good examples, but got any
Well,
more?
first of all, you have to choose to do it, guys. That's the first rule of creation. Are you going to take choose to take responsibility for empowering yourself to be more powerful. So, this is what I do whenever I hear myself have a limiting belief. Like when I got that call this morning that the convention had been canceled, I first thought was, oh my God, I'm going to lose all that money.
Right.
And I stopped and I said, Deanna Bowers, which is my maiden name, and that's what it makes me do, laugh. Deanna Bowers, is that thought going to get you what you want? No. What thought is going to keep you from flushing yourself down the toilet that you started to climb into there? Well, I'm open to money coming to me in any way, in any form, anyhow. Come on, universe. If it's not the convention, it'll be something else. Swear to God, an hour later, my agent called. They're interested in you for this, blah, 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 blah. But you have to say what you want and believe that it's possible. Yes. I'm telling you, if you just do that from love, you will start living the miracles, which then creates you firm in your belief system.
Yes, when you get a taste of that, because everything you're saying, I have done tenfold, and it's like when you start believing this to be true and you believe in yourself and all these amazing things, just be ready for the blessings that are going to come your way.
I'm
be ready.
You. And sure, again, we all have to adapt, and things are going to be thrown at us. That's how we practice conscious creation. Exactly. What do I want to do with this now?
Yep.
Do I want to dive into pity and worry? Yeah. You know what I heard on a TV show last year? I couldn't believe it. Worry is a negative prayer. On a TV show. I want, my God, it's getting down to the everyday guy here. Worry, and it's so true. When you worry about something, you put your focus and your energy on it, your brain sees more of it, and that's what you create.
Yep. And you were saying when you got that phone call today, you did have that negative thought for a minute, and then you consciously stopped that in its tracks and then chose.
And I talk to myself because that makes me laugh. And when you laugh, you disconnect and you become objective. So, Deanna Bowers, you're in the toilet. There's a lot of crap in there already. You're ready. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep flushing or do you want to get out and start creating? By that time, I'm laughing at myself because I know what I want.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why you have to stay conscious, because these thoughts are not your thoughts. They're thoughts you have been taught or you have accepted that keep replaying in your brain and your subconscious.
Exactly. This conversation could go on and on because there's so much goodness here. But I know it can't. But I am curious. You are a clairvoyant and a spiritual teacher. So how do you really help people recognize their own power and responsibility in shaping their reality when it comes to happiness? What are some of your things that you help people with?
What my specialty is I'm able to look at and talk to people's energy, so I can tell them when it started and who it started with. Usually it's mom or dad around the age of 3. Look, they keep harping on me, my channel, to go into work for your dad's back. Do you want to do that or not?
Wait, what? Work for my dad's what?
The channel keeps nagging at me. Is it a core? Yeah. To go to the core belief that's behind your father's spinal issues.
Oh, okay.
Well, they say it's not really spinal issues, but that's how the doctor is that question. I'm working with the pendulum because you can't.
We're gonna find out. Today he's seeing a neurosurgeon actually.
Okay, I'm this is the energetic cause behind it.
Okay.
Okay, this
Okay.
page here, 1 through 5, 1, 2. All these words are the highest and most correct. I don't think I have enough energy to do this. What does he want to do in his life that he believes he doesn't have enough energy to do? And that can come out as I'm too old to do this. I don't have enough money to get it started. What do you know what it is?
If I would have to guess, probably still keeping up with this property. He lives on, quite a few
Yes.
acres and taking care of that.
Yeah, that's where we're going. So if you are fighting the belief that I don't have enough energy to do this, and I absolutely cannot allow myself to acknowledge that,
Mm,
what you will do subconsciously is create something in your body that will keep you from doing it.
okay.
Is there a way that he and the family can get help to come in with the property?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's my big yes. And the channel is saying that's the biggest thing that will help his back.
Okay. Mm.
Interesting.
Yep.
You
Oh
know,
man.
problems with knees and feet and cars. I don't want to, or I don't know I can get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
It's so interesting and empowering to see the connection between the energetic and the physical. Everything starts in your energy first, guys. Everything.
I've gotten so many goosebumps since I've talked to you today. So
It's
many.
been an awesome time together, hasn't it?
It has. And I appreciate I love that you gave me that insight for my dad. Because it kind of gave the audience also an example of what you do and how you help people and your gifts. So thank you so much for that, Dee.
You
Now,
bet.
if you were to leave people with a last bit of advice of what you would like to tell them that they can live, how they can live their best life in 2025, what advice would you leave them with?
Love yourself. If
Simple as
you
that.
hold the intention of loving yourself through divine love, you cannot misuse anything you create. So embrace your love of yourself and your power to create yourself. And just get ready to dance. It's true.
It is true. It is so true. And I love the reminder that you can't misuse it because so many people think that loving themselves is going to take away from their kids or
Oh
whatever.
no, it will
It,
feed your kids.
exactly.
It what better thing can you teach your children than that they have a right to love who they are?
Yep.
Well, how different would our world be right now if
Very.
everybody just said, "Wow, yeah, I love me, and because I love me, I can love you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Instead of the name calling and the negativity and the fear mongering, don't buy into it, guys. Turn it off, look away. What do you want? Focus on that with love.
Yes.
Because, and this is in the book Power versus Force, one person vibrating in love around positive things can affect 7,000 other people. So if you think that you have no power in creating our world. Think again.
Mm,
It's all up to us.
yeah.
Yippee! And oh my God.
And also,
And
exactly.
also, yeah.
Dee, why don't you tell people about where they can find out more about you and your work that you do?
You can go to my website and find out everything. I am dwallace.com. I have a fabulous show on, free call-in show that you can call into the channel and talk about sex or money or anything else you want to talk about every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. You can set up privates with me. I have an amazing program. Uh,
Mm,
really, it's a program of complete creation, everything you need, that's launching at the end of October. A lot of free stuff to listen to on my website too. And
yeah.
everything's very affordable because my intention is to teach this to the world.
Mm,
So everything on my site is very, very affordable.
awesome. This conversation has been amazing, Dee. I want to thank you so much for your time. And I know people got so much out of this conversation. So thank you.
Goody, I hope so. But then it's their choice.
Exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you. I've had a ball. Thank you.
Me too.